Hello and welcome back to the Erin Cruz Show. We have on a very special guest, Juan Hidalgo. Juan, I'm going to tell you a little bit about him. I met him while I was campaigning for the United States Senate against Dianne Feinstein, and this Juan is an incredible man. But I have to give both he and his experience the respect it deserves with a proper introduction. And I want you really to understand what his background is. So I'm going to read you a little bit about him and his bio. Juan Hidalgo Jr. was born in San Diego, California, and raised in National City, California. So he is local to Southern California. In February 1984, Hidalgo graduated high school and enlisted in the United States Marine Corps. In April 1984, he attended recruiting training at Marine Corps Recruit Depot, MCRD, San Diego, California. Until earning the rank of First Sergeant in 2003, Hidalgo's military occupational specialty was armor, tank crewman. He served in every enlisted leadership position within the armor community. That's substantial, ladies and gentlemen. Outside the armor community, Hidalgo served as a recruiter's aide at the National City Recruiting Substation. Hidalgo also served as a drill instructor, a senior drill instructor, and later served as a company first sergeant at MCRD. After a series of successful leadership assignments within the Marine Air Ground Task Force, he was assigned in March 2010 to the 13th Marine Expeditionary Unit as the unit sergeant major. As a Marine Sergeant Major at the pinnacle of his career from 2013 to 2015, he was selected to represent all services, all services, as the senior enlisted leader of Joint Task Force Guantanamo Bay, that's Gitmo, in Cuba. A well-decorated combat veteran, Hidalgo retired on the 1st of October 2015 after 31 years of proven leadership and faithful service to our country, his country, the United States of America. With his desire to remain an active member of the community while an active member of the military, Hidalgo, along with his family, continuously volunteer for causes such as Toys for Tots, Volunteers of America, and feeding the homeless. Hidalgo also serves as school board chairman and member for a significant portion of his military career. Now, Juan Hidalgo, for those of you who are not aware, he is running for the United States Congress, for the U.S. House of Representatives, to unseat Juan Vargas. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, here we have on the line Juan Hidalgo. Thank you for joining us here on the Erin Cruz Show.
Juan. Hey, Erin, it's a pleasure to be with you guys. Thank you so much.
Of course, of course. I mean, I'm excited. I'm elated to have you on the show and to let constituents know who you are. I mean, you're a family man. You have this wonderful career that you've done, but you are really at the heart of who you are, a family man. You know?
Yes, I tell everybody I'm extremely blessed. I have a wonderful wife and 3 wonderful children, and I know I don't deserve any, but I've been extremely blessed, and I always give God the credit for that.
Right, and you're a man of faith. You bring up something so wonderful. I heard, because I campaigned with you, and I had the opportunity to hear you speak, you talked a lot about your faith. Tell me a little bit about how that's been received in your campaign.
It's from a lot of people, it's really well received.
Right.
From some, not so much. Some people like to try to keep you down and don't want to hear. They say there's no place for it. Keep your Christianity to yourself. And I say nonsense. I don't. To be quite frank, I don't care if people like it. I'm a Christian. I'm not ashamed of it. And I will let people know that I've been extremely successful only because my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And I really don't care. Of course, I'm not trying to intentionally offend anybody, but
right.
I'm not ashamed of it, and I'm not going to be, muted and told to be quiet.
It's a large part of you and your life and your family's lives,
Amen.
and it really is, the morals and values that you hold true to. I mean, it's all grounded in your faith. So that makes sense to me, Juan.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We had people tell my team, some of my team, hey, you should talk to me. He talks about Jesus too much. And I say, well, get over it because I'm not going to stop.
Well,
You don't have to, again, I'm not going to tell other people who, you have to believe this way. That's
right.
the purpose of religious freedom. But also at the same time, don't try to take away my religious freedom.
Right. Your freedom stops where my freedom begins. That's kind of the way I look at it. We're all free to believe and worship, in the way we choose. Now, you're running for the 51st Congressional District. That is a border region district. And you had a hot race, especially in the primary leading up to where you are now. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience running in a border region district and what that's looked like for you?
Yeah, it's the entire California border, U.S.-Mexican border, and we've had much success because we've just been honest with people and telling people, I'm not going to appease people. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. The American people have too much of that already. They're tired of, in my opinion, and what I've heard and what they've told me, they are just so tired of politicians lying to them and then getting in an office and doing another thing. So that's never what I'm going to do. My integrity is more important. I'm going to tell people the way I see it and what I believe and why I want to serve, and most of them are gravitating towards it. It was a hot primary. We were again expected that this is my second run, and we were told, oh, you don't have a chance. There's no way you're going to win.
But you did have you had a strong coming out last term when you ran. It may not have been as strong as what you wanted, but it was a good first turn in going and getting name recognition and building that momentum. And do you believe that's what helped you get to where you are today?
Yeah, absolutely, because we did. We went out and we built name recognition. Does that mean we know it? No, we're still getting to know people. But we went out, we worked hard, we built name recognition. We went out on the streets and we met people, the American people. And that absolutely helped us because many people told us that they were going to support us and they wanted to support us and they want to get rid of the do-nothing guy that's in there right now.
We don't like to say his name, but he's been not doing great things for America and for California.
Yeah, he hasn't done anything, so nothing for the American people, that's for sure. So they're telling me they want a congressman that's going to work for the American people, and even against a lot of odds, from human perspectives, we shouldn't have won. But again, God had a different plan, and we did win. And we just got our certificate from the state, Secretary of State yesterday, stating that we are it, and we are moving forward. And my team is excited. We're excited because, again, it's all about serving the American people.
Right. Getting back to the basics and serving the American people. I love that. America first, citizens first, and putting the priorities first. And that sounds like what you're moving towards. So now, what is your platform? Tell me a little bit about your platform, so that and the listeners here tonight.
Right. Our platform, our priorities are a very simple one.
Right.
And it's really, like I always tell people, I wish I just would have, this is what I want to do. No, but what I did in 2016 and then again this time, because when last year, if you will, in the off year, we weren't running, but we were out there still committed to the community and engaged with the community, even when there was not an election and when we weren't, we hadn't declared to run. And I asked the people in the community, I asked the constituency, what is the biggest issues out here? And they've showed me that there's three big things that they want help with, and that's jobs. Jobs is the prime, and again, this is no one, number two, number three, but jobs are a priority. Education is a primary. Everybody wants, unless the public safety. See, what it all comes down to is prosperity for the 51st Congressional District. People are not feeling the prosperity. In the 51st Congressional District right now, we see unemployment rate going down all over the country and in some parts of California. But not in the 50, it's 17.5 unemployment rate. That's the average.
High. Right.
that's way too high in different parts. Like if you go out to the Imperial Valley, a lot of people forget
It's a
about
big
Imperial Valley.
district.
The guy that's in
You
there.
have a very
Yeah,
large district. It spans, for those
That's
who are
right.
just joining, let me just halt right there. For those who are joining us right now, we have Juan Hidalgo on. He is a candidate for U.S. congressional candidate for the 51st District, which is a border region. He's talking about his platform. He's talking about how jobs, education, public safety are top priorities. And we're talking right now about the high jobless rate in his area. So Juan, go on for the listeners.
Yeah, and that's unacceptable.
Mm-hmm.
When we put American people back to work, everything works better. Everybody wants to work. And I understand there's some people, people say, well, some people don't want to work. That's fine. There's probably a small minority that don't want to work. But most great Americans want to work. Right. They want to take care of their families. They want to provide for their families. So that's what we'll do is get jobs back. And it's not rocket science. There's many people. There's many ways. We've already been exploring. We've already been working, incentivize. We incentivize companies that decided to leave the state, bring them back to California. Let's bring back, and if you get free enterprise, you drop government intrusion and regulation, people can get back to work because that employer, we know, when you get rid of those intrusions, guess what they do? When they make more money, they put it back into their company.
Right,
so
they reinvest.
We'll do jobs.
That's the best thing for their company to do. And how do they reinvest? They reinvest in expanding their company, and giving their employees better benefits or more compensation. Right. That's what they do. Right. And you are correct. Right. So easing regulation is what I'm hearing from you. Less government, less regulation.
That's right.
Yes.
And then we're smart about it. And it's going to go right into the next one is education.
Yes.
Because education is a vital part of it. And when San Diego, the perception of the people in the district is that it seems like the education north of the 8 is more important than south of the 8. And that's not the way it should be. The children north of the 8 are not any more important than south of the 8 or in the 51st District. When we make this more competitive, our education system more competitive, and parents have the right choices, guess what they'll do? Then they're prosperous. And when they're more prosperous, then their children get that better education, and they're getting better jobs later down the road.
Right.
And at that same time,
full circle.
It doesn't have to be. Yeah, it doesn't have to be college, okay? I'm never going to say a college degree is bad. I have two myself. But what about what we used to? We used to have trade schools. We used to have schools like that children, some young people just aren't into going to college right away. Then those trade schools are very important because, there's nothing wrong with the blue-collar jobs per se.
There absolutely isn't.
Wrong with it.
We need all jobs, all workers,
right.
all people to have the ability to, provide for their families. I love that. I love the equality of what I'm hearing from you, that all children in every part of your district are important. Yeah. It's important.
And so I've already been in touch, and I sat down with a few PhDs that they're telling me, explain how we can, for example, the shipbuilders. They're shipbuilders. The average shipbuilder only might stay there for 18 months, but guess what? Some of it's not a job that they want to do forever. Some of it is. For some people it is. But we can start educating people while they're in high school, and if they decide to stay there for a long time, they can go and get a degree in it, or they're just there and they want to work to get through college. There's so many things we can get, and that also touches on national security. Because the more ships we have here, it's better for our national security, or it can be. And last, and certainly not least, is our public safety.
Right,
okay?
Which is so important.
Public safety is so important. And just one great example.
I love that. One great example. Tell us one great example, Juan.
We have a thing called a sewage problem down in Imperial Beach. And that is just terrible. You want to talk about our kids down there that can't get in the beach. If they do, they're getting sick. The average surfer anymore, the surfers can't get in the water. They do, but they take the risk of being sick.
Right.
Let's call it what it is. There's just the politicians want to say, I love the phrase they like to use. We need to do a comprehensive study. No, we don't. We know what the problem is. We need
to fix the problem. There's a problem. There's a solution.
Yeah, let's kick it down the road.
Right.
Let's figure out what the blame is. We don't have to figure out what the blame is. The blame is Mexico's dumping sewage into our country.
Now, what is your
Make 'em
solution
stop.
for that? If I
What's
might
that?
ask, what is your solution for that? Going into a federal, legislation type
Yeah.
position.
Ab- Well, we don't just, first of all, we don't just come down when the cameras are rolling. We
Right,
we can make them stop. Okay, there's a couple different ways that I've talked to the experts down there. There's
right,
quite a few down there that live in Imperial Beach that have explained how we can do it. We can stop it. Once we stop it, let's just, first of all, we got to stop it. Once we stop it,
right,
that's what we have. Then we can clean up that area. That cleanup alone, because it's a hazmat situation now.
right. It is
That's going to
absolutely
take 5 to 7 years. Well, that creates jobs.
right. It does.
Then after we clean it up, that area, it will be a great area for a lot of financial development.
Right.
It'll create more jobs for both sides of the border. Let's be honest. You can't be naive. We can't be naive and think it won't for both sides. But first, the American jobs in the 51st district, it will create a lot of jobs. So you
Right.
see how all of these work hand in hand, all of them.
Right, and public
And that's
safety,
just
it'll
one.
create a good space for the public to be able to operate,
Yes,
be it business
absolutely.
or community efforts. I mean, it does create a
right.
safer environment for us all together.
It
So
sure
I agree
does.
with that.
It sure
I
does.
agree with that.
For the whole, I mean, most of San Diego a beach line, so it's not just
Right.
the 51st, but that's my district that I'm running for. And when I'm the congressman, we're going to make sure, and that's why I've been down there. I've done tours down there already. I've been on the beach. I mean, on the border. Looked at the sewage, watched it. They explained to me, wow, it's just wrong, But instead, we
Right.
have people saying things like, well, let's figure out what the problem is. You got to be kidding me. What do you mean, what's the problem? But they don't want to call it, because if you call it, then, I mean, even by me saying that Mexico is dumping raw sewage into our country, they'd call me a racist. Are you kidding me? That's not being a racist. That's trying
Right.
to take care of the American people.
There is a
which
very
is,
serious reality. There are problems, and we
yes,
need, tough problems right now. We need strong and tough solutions. And I think you're right. The American people are fed up, and they're ready to see things change and see action happen to help them. Because
yeah.
this is hurting America. This is hurting California. And this is even hurting Mexico, whether they want to admit it or
because
not.
you're absolutely right. You know what I mean? And I think the Mexican people, they
Right.
want to clean up too. And it's the government, and we got
Right.
to play hardball, because again, tough, proven leadership can do
Right.
that. Not
Right.
appeasement leadership, not leadership, as I always say, it's leadership. It's not likership. It's
Right.
not just trying to be liked. It's doing the right thing for the right reasons to take care of the American people, not everybody. You're a U.S. representative,
Right.
not a world representative.
Right.
That doesn't mean you don't play nice with others and you don't get along with others, but you have to be able to remember, I will work for the American people first
Right.
and foremost. The United States of America is who we're supposed to be working for. That's what I always do.
Right, correct. Now, what I'm hearing also is, I've heard Trump talk about the border. I've heard Trump talk, President Donald Trump talk
Yes.
about the sewage issue and the tough problems that we're facing, and he's talking about trade. There are a lot of tough conversations that are going on worldwide, and we like to see, some tough action taken. Unfortunately, the media is just kind of, instead of trying to work to find solutions and help encourage that conversation, they just want to talk and point the fingers, right? But what I'm
Yeah.
hearing you say is that you're hearing that the president sees the problems, you're seeing the problems, and that you'd be willing to work with the president and other congressional members to take action and to make those tough decisions.
Absolutely. I do support our president. A lot of people I understand don't, and that's fine.
Right.
You don't have to like, but it's about working for the American people. When you work for your constituency, then you get in there and you work with people. Again, that doesn't mean that you get along to go along, or
Right.
go along to get along. That means that you sometimes you tell people they're wrong when they're wrong, and you understand how to do it with diplomacy. But
Right.
the thing is, you have to do it right to take care of your constituency. Let me give you a terrible example.
A terrible
You
example.
have the guy that
You have great examples of
the
terrible
guy that's in
examples.
office.
Go ahead.
That's right. A terrible example of no leadership.
Right.
You have the guy that's in office right there, up there on Capitol Hill, yelling in public at the president. What did that what did that what was that get to? What did that accomplish? Not a thing.
Right.
It's showboating for the television.
Showboating.
It's showboating, and that's not how you get things done. Again, I don't have to agree with everything, and I've had many leaders that as you said, I served 31 and a half years in active Marine Corps. I didn't agree with all my generals or my admirals that I worked with, but we did that behind closed doors because the bottom line was taking care of the people that we worked for. You
Right.
work for them, but you take care of them. And again, you have to do things very smart, and you have to be strategic about things. Sometimes you have to call things out, but it's very few in between. But a leader doesn't showboat like that. That's just wrong.
Right.
Wrong. So
Absolutely.
I'm not going to try to do that just to appease people. That was a show. That's all that was. You want to take care of the American people, you should be taking care of the American people and not every other country, because he doesn't care about the American
Right.
people. Because if you notice in that video, he says, our children.
Right.
Really? We have 100,000 homeless children in the United States of America. Where is he on that? What about Sergeant Terry, the Marine sergeant that was in jail in Mexico?
Right.
Where was he then? He didn't say a thing. He didn't care. He
Right.
doesn't care. He's absent on all the crucial things unless it has to do with illegal immigration and the illegal part, not taking care of the American people.
Right. And in the case of President Donald Trump, we see just the opposite, and we see the media just beating that drum on the other side, not wanting to give the good word and give the good information and make productivity, and the momentum that we're trying to use to help the economy, to help, national security, all these initiatives, push it forward. They're just pushing back against Donald Trump, President Donald Trump. Now,
Right.
I like what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, and I believe this will resonate with the American people. Enough talk. It's time. We have to have those tough conversations,
Action.
but we need to take action. The American people deserve to see results. It's been far too long that the people up there in D.C., both sides of the aisle, haven't been serving their constituents and the American people, and they need to get to work. And I like to hear, and I know from you and your wife and the fruit of your labor in your life that you will take action. But I like to hear how you're going to do that and how that you're going to be able to have those tough conversations behind closed doors. No showboating, just taking care of action. It's important.
Right.
It's important. So
it absolutely is, and I have a proven record of this. The other thing is that we have to be very clear, and I make no qualms about it. I'm a proud Republican. Okay.
Yes.
I'm very proud of that. I'm also a proud Hispanic. I'm a proud Marine, but in front of all of that, I'm a proud American.
Right.
That's what we need to get back to. Stop putting all these, this type of American, that type of American, Democrat, Republican. I said I am a proud Republican, but we need somebody that will work for all Americans. That includes Democrats. Okay?
Right.
I am going to work for Democrats as well. It's not like the guy that's in there right now is not working for anybody.
Right.
So,
He's self-serving for an agenda.
That's right. He's not even working for the Democrats. He's just not. I'm going to work for everybody. I even have, and I've had success. Democrats are coming over. My campaign
We call them walkaways. They're walking away, and they're realizing that there are people who want to work with them.
There's room with us, and they know, because Hidalgo is going to work for all the people, not just Republicans. And again, I want to be open, because I don't want someone to say, you didn't tell us I am a Republican, very proud of that. I'm not ashamed of that. I'm very proud. However, we need someone that will work for everybody. And people need to stop worrying about what party and vote the man, not the party, and they'll understand. Because like I said, the guy is not doing anything, not a thing. You can't name. I just stumped a good friend the other day, and I said, give me one significant thing he's done since he's been in office. They couldn't name it, and they can't, because he's not accomplished one significant thing.
Well, I can tell you one thing that he accomplished. He accomplished not supporting President Donald Trump on voting for tax reform.
Well,
I don't know if you can look at that as a positive thing, but
yeah, not a positive. But, and he's vowed that he will not support the president. He's vowed that he will, if that means not supporting our veterans. Yeah, he sends out a little flyer saying a little, telling people that he supports veterans. He doesn't.
You are a veteran.
Proves that. I am a veteran.
Yes.
Absolutely. I'm a retired Marine, 31 and a half years, Sergeant Major, and that's where you see my proven record. People. I had one person tell me the other day, "Oh, you're just a Marine." Like, yeah, I guess so, if that's the way you want to look at it. But, and just so the audience will understand, because a lot of people don't understand, Sergeant Major, only 2% of the whole Marine Corps ever achieves the rank of Sergeant Major.
Right.
Only 1% ever achieves working at the executive level, which I was blessed to do. And as you indicated in my intro, I was handpicked by General John Kelly to be the Sergeant Major in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. I'm not bragging here. I've been blessed of those things because of my performance and by the grace of God. And that's the kind of leadership. Now, I had another person tell me leadership is not important. Sure it is. If you think it's not important, that's how you get people like the guy.
Absolutely, leadership is important. And that's what we need in the United States House of Representatives. Absolutely.
That's right.
No, you know what
Again,
Go ahead.
Yeah, if you don't, that's what you get. That's the kind of guy you get in. I think the leaders, getting elected doesn't make you a leader. Leadership's proven. And the leadership is that you get to be a servant. And this is what I bring to the servant leadership, that I get to work for the American people, and I will work for the American people, and they can watch us. I know you're going to ask me for it later, but they can watch us and see what we're doing. We're out on the streets every day to meet and talk to and hear what the American people have to say. Yes, there's some people that just want to argue, that, we'll even talk to them, but, we're not naive. We know people that want to hear what our ideas are, why they should elect me, why they should come on board with Hidalgo for Congress, and what we will do and working for all Americans.
Right, absolutely. And I love that you want to work and you will work for all Americans. Identity politics, you mentioned Republican, you mentioned Democrat, you mentioned, this, that, and the other. Identity politics is killing America. We have to get back to America first. United States citizens first. When the United States is strong, the world is strong. And I think our goal should be to take care of our own, take care of our veterans, our homeless, put the people here on the ground first. Like you said, it doesn't matter if you're above the 8 freeway or below the 8 freeway. The children in your district deserve a good, strong education. That's what their families are paying for in their taxes. And, it shouldn't matter which side of the freeway they live on. But in any case, identity politics is killing America. And getting back to that basics of saying, I am here, I'm Juan Hidalgo, I'm here to serve the American people of the 51st District. I just love that one. So now for our viewers who are just joining in, please, Juan, please give them a little bit of information about you, what district you're running for, who you're running against, a little bit about your platform, and where they can find out more information about you and your campaign.
Yeah. My name is Juan Hidalgo, candidate for the 51st Congressional District. I'm also a local young man. I grew up in Nashville. And I actually grew up there, okay?
Yes.
I actually grew up there. My dad still lives in the same home. I don't, say I grew up there and then really we find out that I went to Santana High and I'm out there. No, I grew up in National City. People still know me there. I mean, I'm in the district every day, all over the place. And what I'm bringing back is real proven leadership. We need proven leadership that will work for all Americans in Congress, not for just part of the population, not for some of the people, just for the Republicans. No, just for men or just for women or just for Hispanics. I tell you, I'm proud Hispanic, and I've had people try to tell me that I should only work for the 67% Hispanic. So that's nonsense. That'd be counterproductive. I work for everybody. All the constituents of the 51st Congressional District, and I'm excited about this because we need someone in that will work for everybody, not somebody that is just plain off vote for me because of the D by my name, and that's what you currently have. Somebody that has done nothing for nobody. You can't find him anywhere. I tell people all the time, he's like Bigfoot. You hear about him, you just never see him.
You only see the footprint, and that's it.
You know, and in Imperial Valley, they tell me the same thing. I was on a phone call with a good friend out there, great support, and she was telling me we never see him. You know, now, Matt, he might show up because it's election time. I'm out in Imperial Valley once a week, at least once a week, and I'm in the district every day, out talking to people, meeting people, because that's what your representative needs to do, is get out there and find out what you need. You know, how we can help you. Can I fix every little thing? Now, people need to understand about this too. There is a 10th Amendment, which is separation of the state and the federal.
Yes.
A lot of people don't understand that, and they expect you to fix, but you can influence, you can help the people that are your constituency. So if they want to find out more, as you said, you can go to our website, hidalgoforcongress.com. You can go to Facebook, Hidalgo for Congress on Facebook, and you can message us. Come help us if you want. We have people, a lot of people. As a matter of fact, I just saw some people today that we've seen you guys over the freeway. Yes,
it's wonderful.
We are on the streets. My team is phenomenal.
Yes,
I want to thank
yes, they are.
They're out there working. Our social media team is awesome, and just all of them. I got a great team, and even like I said, even my campaign manager. He's a Democrat. He's not a typical. When I talk about Democrat, I'm talking about the politicians, not the average people.
Right.
The people are great people. Democrats are great people. I'm talking about the politicians who are backwards. I'm talking, but my campaign manager is a Democrat, and he is a conservative. I always tell him he's really a Republican. He's so conservative, and
he needs to change that R, change that D to an R. No, I've met him. He's a phenomenal person.
Man. He's a great guy,
yes,
and that's our whole team. So they come out and help us. We need a lot of we always need more help. You know, we've had people started join us. Hey, we want to help. Come on out. We cannot do this alone. This is not a one-man fight. This is a war we're in, and we have to do it for you, the American people, we the American people, because our country is at stake. We want to take care of our country. And again, I don't care what color of skin you are. I don't care whether you're male or female. I will work for all Americans. And that's what we need, is someone that will get back in there and put America first again. Again, that doesn't mean that you're not friendly with your neighbors. You don't, that as the left tries to say that that we're racist. I'm not a racist. You know, I'm proud of my Mexican background, my heritage. I'm so proud of that. But I'm more proud to be an American. This country took a kid from National City, let me join the Marine Corps, raise up to the highest enlisted rank, Sergeant Major, work at the executive level, earn 2 college degrees, be a graduate of National Defense University Executive Leader course, and now I'm running for Congress?
Yes.
Where does this happen?
The land of opportunity.
Country. That's right. So I want to show these young kids, some of these people, I love being out there mentoring young people, because guess what? If I can do it, they can do it. They just have to have the desire and the desire to work hard for it, and we can do it together. Everybody can. We need those mentors. We need those help, because if we're not showing these young people positive role models, then they look at the bad role models, the ones that are just doing bad things that they shouldn't be doing, and say, well, that's the only avenue I have to follow. It's not, because there may be a young person listening, and you can, if you believe in yourself, and there's other strong leadership that will help you, mentor you along, and
yes, absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Juan. I loved hearing that we can do this together. I do believe that. I firmly believe that, and we do live in the land of opportunity. Tonight we've had on the show Juan Hidalgo, Sergeant Major, retired United States Marine Corps, just an unbelievable man running for the 51st Congressional District. It's been wonderful hearing about you, your campaign, your team, how unified you are in fighting for our most southern region, for the state of California. It's just unbelievable to have you on. Hopefully you'll come on the show again, right, Juan?
Well, yes, I will. Anytime, please. We will be on it. And I almost failed to forget, my financial guy will get on me. Don't forget, this also takes financial contributions.
Right.
So please.
I was going to actually say that. I was going to say, please.
It's all on there.
Please,
on our website.
Yes. Go to Juan's website. Please check it out. I'm going to put it at the bottom of this video. It'll be online there for you to take a look, click, read more about him. You've heard what he has to say, ladies and gentlemen. If you're able to contribute financially, please do so. It takes time, talent, and treasure, those combinations. If you have any one of the three, please get involved in any way that you can in working with Juan. I know he'll greatly appreciate any support you can give him. Thank you again, Juan, for being on the show. God bless you and your family.
Thank you. God bless you, and God bless America.
To hear more and to learn more on how you can make an impact or about the Erin Cruz Show, visit us online at erincruz.com. That's ERINCRUZ